Welcome to Clintonville Today, the daily video update for your neighborhood. I'm Cliff Wiltshire, editor of The Booster, and here are a few of your top stories for Thursday, June 18th, 2009. A drab but necessary tunnel is getting a serious facelift. During the past school year, students in grades K through 5th were organized into the Clinton Elementary School's first Tunnel Club. Their mission? To liven up the tunnel that goes underneath North High Street just south of North Broadway. Their charge was to use their own brand of art to make the tunnel more interesting and lively. Clinton parent Adele Mattern, a professional artist and textile designer, helped spearhead the effort along with Clintonville area residents Rob Thompson
trying to keep that,
and Adam
so we have
Hinterland.
multiple,
They expect to install
elements that reflect both the sound and
next
also
week. New and
the transition from one kind of space into another space, like sort of like an urban space into the space of learning.
First day of school on August 26th.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
Is there anything you can make it an actual tunnel that's under there? That just seems amazing to me where it's almost transparent on the one side.
Oh yeah, well they do that extra view so you can actually see what the whole thing looks like. You wanted to make sure as many of the kids were represented as possible, and that the elements that we bring in, but also through that process figuring out what we wanted to say through that, so there was just sort of like taking what we had and sort of developing kind of like both the method and also sort of like the poetry of like what we're trying to deal with now, you know what I mean, like really what are we trying to say with it, how do we want, because whenever you're moving through a space like that, this kind of transition space, it lends itself to narrative, I think.
Pretty much the whole piece, at least in part, deals with how the sounds kind of bounce around down there because there's so much sound distortion.
And now a word from our sponsors, BuyersAuto.com.
Byers has served Central Ohio's transportation needs since 1897, the same year the Big Ten Conference was established. Now that's a tradition of excellence. Byers, 20 franchises, one location. Click it, buy it, drive it at BuyersAuto.com.
Welcome back. The local site of an elementary school for decades is much closer now to being a neighborhood park. Sharon School was a Columbus City elementary for many years until the changing demographics of Clintonville forced the district to close it and several other schools. After several attempts to allow other groups to lease and use the school, district leaders last year decided to demolish the building and lease the property to the city. It will remain open space, something that many neighbors have looked forward to for a long time, for the near future. And now, another word from our sponsor.
Who has time to drive around looking for the perfect car? I know I don't. That's why click it, buy it, drive it at BuyersAuto.com. 20 franchises, one location. Click it, buy it, drive it at BuyersAuto.com.
We'll close today by stopping by Cat Welfare off Wetmore Road just east of Indianola Avenue. There at the agency, volunteer coordinator Gail Harbert shares the latest cats of the week who are available for adoption. The agency is brimming with cats young and mature, and they hope you'll stop by there first if you're thinking of adding a pet to your household. Enjoy, thanks for visiting, have a great day, and stop back regularly to check out the Clintonville local page at columbuslocalnews.com.
These cats are Patches and Shadow. They are senior kitties that came to Cat Welfare when they lost their home. They are neutered males. They are both front declawed. Patches is approximately 15 years old, and his sibling Shadow is approximately 7 years old. We would like them to find a forever home. The senior cats do make great pets. This is Trigger. She's approximately 3 years old. She's a spayed female. She's very friendly. She's used to being around children and doesn't mind other animals. And Trigger has been at cat welfare for approximately 3 months, and she's ready to move on into a home. This is Mrs. McGregor, and Mrs. McGregor came in with her kittens this spring, and her kittens have been adopted, and Mrs. McGregor has been spayed. She's fully vaccinated. She's a very playful cat, almost a kitten herself, and she would love to be in a home. She tolerates the other cats, enjoys being carried around.